my goodness, it is 10 o'clock in Texas, guys. Late shift. Drop that funky beat. Stuff. Yeah. Oh, I might regret this, but Frank is here tonight. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. And I'm going to shut that off, and I'm going to go live by myself because I can. And there's Mike, and there's Frank, and what's going on, folks?
Woohoo!
Oh. What is up? Is that really loud? Is that music loud? Yeah. Louder than normal?
I took my headphones out because Frank came in, and
well, of course. I mean, why wouldn't you?
We're just classically conditioned now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well,
I just got off my own stream.
I know. I was watching that. There was the person talking in the background was like, I'm like, what are you doing, Frank? I didn't get it. I didn't get where you're coming from on that. But
I want to start just a Friday night game night. Just come around, hang out on Discord. I'm going to stream to Twitch, and we're just going to play some Jackbox games, party games, and relax, hang out, and just be with each other, have fun, man.
Cool.
And it was fun. Yeah, I know. and I was like, we're gonna make this a weekly thing. Then Jason was like, yeah, we're gonna be out of town next week. And then there's a trivia night. I said, it's gonna be a weekly thing in 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So Kyle does his trivia night the third Friday of the month. And I generally do the happy hour on the second Friday of the month. Mm-hmm. And Frank, thanks. I'm watching. But since the second Friday is a week from today, and we're going to both be in California, Frank. Yes. So I worked it out with Kyle. He's going to go an hour early. He usually goes at 8. Mm-hmm. And I usually go at 7. So we switched it. He's going to go at 7. 2 weeks from tonight, he's going to go at 7 for the happy hour for the trivia night for an hour. And then I'm going to go at 8, and we're going to have the happy hour that night. So
happy hour.
Mike,
we can't go to trivia then, or we can't do happy hour then trivia because we'll be like that way. Answers. Yes.
Yeah, we can't do it that way. So no, that wouldn't be good. That would be kind of rough. But what we might do a week from tonight is technically Mike's turn to host the stream. So depending on what our interwebs status is like, Frank, I might get Mike to host the stream and see if we can join from the park.
That'd be cool.
A couple of guys were streaming through Restream, Streamlab. I don't know what they were using at the Hamfest, and I think they said it was pretty decent. Yeah, so whatever application that was, so that might work depending on internets.
Right. It depends on the internet coverage at that specific area. So it may work and it may not. If we were going to be on top of the mountain, then it probably would not work. Adam was like, yeah, you might maybe kind of be able to get an internet, because he was talking about just spotting ourselves on the POTA website.
Have Adam make like an internet Yagi and just like point it to someone's house and see if you can get like an unsecured
2.5 gigahertz.
Right.
Make one of those Pringles can antennas.
Oh, I did that.
He could probably
back
do
in
it.
High school.
He could probably do it. Somebody said my mic is way hot. You can't really adjust volume though.
Mm-mm.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe hold on. Maybe I can turn that down.
What is Phil talking about? Is there an elf on your shelf?
He said, Mike? It's 10 o'clock. Does everyone know where their bofang is? And I said, mine are on the shelf. You can kind of see them right there.
Yeah.
Does everyone know
that's the HT shelf.
All I got out of that was the elf on the shelf. I was like, it's too early for that.
Yeah. All right. I think I turned my mic down. This is Restream Studio, so it's not as easily customizable as my normal thing is. Also, I'm talking loud. Frank has 2 volumes. Frank has take radio, and then he has like mumbling into the mic. He has nothing in the middle. We discovered that because people were telling him at the panel at the Huntsville Handfest, they're like, Frank, speak up, we can't hear you. And I'm like, oh my God, don't say that. Please don't say that. Please don't say that. So
yeah.
So he has no middle ground.
Yeah, I'll start to trail off, and that's why I give you when I do the audio test. It's like, this is Frank's loud voice, and this is Frank's normal voice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about beer real quick because I'm dying to open what I have here.
Go for it.
I am drinking. I'm fixing to crack this open. This is the
fixing to.
Odd Muse Brewing Company. This is one of the beers that Frank gave me. This is a blood orange sour. 6% ABV.
That's a 40.
It's 25.4 fluid ounces of freedom. So we're gonna be drinking out of this the appropriate Coca-Cola pint glass.
Love it.
So let's. Ooh.
You're not supposed to shake it up first, dude.
I didn't. Now it's everywhere.
Oh.
It's all on my computer now, so let's.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and pour that. Frank, what do you got?
I have my tried and true, my drinking whiskey, the Four Roses.
Oh, that one's
This
good.
is their cheap bottle, but still very good. I went to where was it? The Total Wine. I was trying to find a good whiskey to bring to our trip coming up, and I just did not like their selection. They had a wide selection. I was like, I just don't know what I want here, so I left. I'm gonna have to go to Specs and see if I can find one. I'm hoping to find another Eagle Rare because that's what I brought to Huntsville, and
was that
was gone.
Was that the one that was really dark but tasted very smooth?
Yes, that
Eagle
was the one
Rare.
I brought.
Okay,
and that we drunk that on Sunday. The one I opened Sunday.
Rhea says, "Why are Mike and Frank so robotic? Most likely it's because of my crappy interwebs." Rhea,
could be.
Well, we're on Restream. You got nothing to deal with it.
It's still hosted here. It's hosted from my Restream connection here. I've got for the happy hour on Sunday. I think I'm going to try hosting it. Sorry, I mean Mike. Well, I think Mike was having interweb problems from his QTH the other night. Sometimes you look okay to me right now.
I have my my don't get Suddenlink, but I have my Suddenlink router feeding my Apple Airport Express, whatever the heck it is. When I plug into my Apple, I have better internet than when I plug in directly to, or when I connect rather to the router. So who knows? Who knows?
Okay.
I need a K8 MRD pint glass too. I don't have those. I just have Coca-Cola glasses.
We need to get
you were
some
supposed
of those
to get
made.
me and talk to someone to get me a tank mug.
I've been
those large.
I've been traveling. I haven't actually been home since August 17th. So
you're about to go out of town again.
Sort of.
I was there for a day. I spent most of that day unloading the truck from Huntsville and loading the truck for a 2-week trip to Galveston. So anyway, okay, my beer is the Galveston Island Brewing Oktoberfest.
What is on that mug?
This is the Chupacabra logo. This is the place in Salado, right outside of Belton, that I keep telling you guys about.
Oh, that looks
we need
awesome.
to go for the Belton Ham Expo. That's next month, the first weekend in October. This is the place that has the 40 or 50 beers on tap. That's all Texas brews. It's called Chupacabra Craft Beer. It's a bar. They don't do their own brewing, but they have I think it was 41 the last time I checked with them, but I think they have more than that now. 41 beers on tap, all from Texas, right there, 10 minutes south of Belton. So when we go to Belton Ham Expo in about a month, fingers crossed that's still going to happen. This is what we're doing Saturday afternoon, evening. So
how is it, Mike?
So I haven't. It smells incredible. So being originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, anything citrus is fantastic with me. And then put it in beer. So let's go.
Ooh.
He does the wine trickle.
Yeah, I used to be in the beer industry. Oh, that is good. That is delish. Nice bit of sour. It is a sour. I
It is a
love sour.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
That's good.
Well, I was
That is
hoping
fantastic.
I was hoping Josh will show up. I'm going to show it now.
Okay, go ahead and show it now. Let me hold on. Let me think. I'll give you another minute. I want to thank Racer X07 for the $7.62 or the $5 super chat. You put $5 and $7.62. Both are good. And before that, TC Fitz donated $2. But I don't have any pickle beer tonight, TC Fitz. So sorry. That's how it is. Go ahead. Okay. Oh, I know you want to show that, Frank.
Yes. I have my coin like Josh had out on his stream. I was waiting for him to join. I got my Founders Club coin too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to compare numbers to see who was higher.
I didn't know what that was. You were freaking out, and I'm like, "What is that?"
I was like, I got that. I
got the coin. I was like, "Oh, okay."
I had to go to all my box of challenge coins.
Oh, there's mine right there in the corner.
Yeah. Then I have the Huntsville, the ones from the youth lounge they were handing out, the 3D printed ones. And
I saw those. I didn't get one of those, but I saw them.
Well, you had to interview him, Jason.
Pardon?
I said you had to interview him.
I did interview him.
Oh.
I did interview. Well, I interviewed the guy in chart. I didn't interview any of the Connor and those guys. I didn't interview the actual young people. But
I did the youth guy, and that posted.
That's who I did too. I've got that interview. I haven't posted it yet. I've got like 3 or 4 different interviews and topics from Huntsville I haven't posted yet. I'll probably get to them eventually, but
that youth lounge was
youth lounge was cool because he showed me all how they're doing the robot wars. It wasn't like robot wars, it was like robot games and whatnot, and they were shooting those hoops into a basket or something like that. So that was kind of fun. And those kids, they were like, I was like, oh, crap, they've done this before because they were so good at it. So but yeah, it was all good. Bud Light and a Green Bay Packers bottle keeper. Philip, I'd like you to leave the chat now. I'm just kidding, buddy. It's all good.
Hold on.
All good.
I got a picture. I think we all took this picture, but I have it. I gotta find it. Oh, where was it? I know I have it.
I don't know. What do you got? What's up, Josh?
How's it going, everybody? Can you hear me?
There he is.
Yeah, you're
okay.
good.
Okay, good. All right. Man, just hanging out with my new drinking buddy, the FT5DR.
Oh, nice. My goodness. Yeah. I saw you dump that thing in the glass. I'm like, holy crap. I hope you didn't have to send that back to HRO.
Well, if I broke it, I would have sent back money. Right. I actually don't know that I'm going to get rid of it. I haven't decided yet. I don't know.
Gigaparts is supposed to send me one when they get them in stock. Of course, HRO always gets them first.
Yeah, they were fast.
Yeah, and I suspect I'm going to keep the one they send me. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it.
You have a D74, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I have the FT3. I have the FT. I heard you say something about the FT1. I only caught like the last 10 minutes of your stream because I didn't know you were going. YouTube didn't notify me. So I turned it on and I'm getting ready for this. And Frank said, "Oh, Josh is live." I'm like, "It's Friday. Josh isn't live." And I went,
"Yeah,
it's
because I got the radio."
Yeah. No, that's what I would have done too. But so I have an FT1 that I got way back when. And I never bought the FT2 because what the hell is? Oh, you've got it in the glass still. Okay. It's sitting in a glass of water. I dumped my Fang.
Well, it had beer all over it, so I had to clean it.
Yeah. I dumped my Fang in a glass of water, and it lasted like 90 seconds. So Yaesu's better than Fang. Here's a
I don't think that's
the UV9R TRP or whatever the heck it was claims it's waterproof. No, not so much.
So Baofangs aren't waterproof, and they're not 8 watts.
Even the ones that say they're waterproof aren't waterproof.
I think I got 8 watts out of that one. I don't know. But the one that was claimed it was 10 watts only did 5. I don't know.
So I was waiting, Josh. You're on the stream.
Oh, that's right. You want to see my challenge coin?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, hey, everybody. I don't know what's going on there. I got a new camera, so that's part of what is going on right now. Is that my all my shots are screwed up because the resolution's different. All right, let me grab my coin. I am 665.
Ooh, 766.
Oh, that's 100 off, man.
Are
Wow.
these like modern rogue?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Modern
The
Rogue.
founder coins for the Modern Rogue. But then I have several of his puzzle box stuff. I got the Houdini one.
Enhance.
The Houdini. They didn't have a challenge coin, but they gave away a lockpick set that's numbered.
Oh, I remember seeing that. I don't watch them very regularly, but I remember seeing that.
Then here's another challenge coin from
If
one
you
of
get
their
if
puzzle
you
boxes.
decide to get really into lockpicking, let me know and I'll send you a link. Oh, you're not looking at. Hold on. Boop. There we go. That's what you're saying.
Lockpicking lawyer.
Yeah, if you decide to get into lockpicking, let me know because I've got a couple of recommendations I would make. I've actually bailed people out multiple times. Neighbors call me now, like when they lock themselves out. I go unlock people's houses, which is kind of not good.
I need help.
Yeah, the next time someone gets broken into, they're gonna be, Josh, have you been down to my house today? No.
People start getting things broken into.
Me.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone in the chat can figure out this one.
It's a coin.
Looks like a
Hold on,
tennis racket.
let me maximize you, Frank, so people can see it better.
Enhance.
It is from another podcast who has a book that is also behind me. And I just realized
I got nothing.
Said the
What is
answer on it.
what is a challenge coin?
It's a military thing. So it harkens back to, major groups would have a coin that signified either a mission. They do it in aerospace for like a plane that gets built and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they all get handed out, but in a military context, a unit would have like a challenge coin. And the lore behind it is if you forget to bring your coin when you go to the bar drinking with the unit or people from the unit, everybody puts their coin on the table and the person that doesn't have pays for the first round or pays for a round or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody from the unit will bring their own coin and then they'll have like extras and they'll trade and stuff like that. Generally though, you have to have supported the unit or supported the project. A lot of, again, planes like test flight vehicles, stuff like that have all kinds of challenge coins. I have a ton of challenge coins from everything I've supported in aerospace.
I have my own challenge coin that I've handed out to people. So, but I can't take credit for that. That was Frank's idea. It was Frank's idea to start challenge coins.
It is a good idea. I must. We probably have to talk offline. You're doing it as a labor of love, I assume, because it's just if you're only making a couple or even up to like 100, it's not 100.
No, it's not. I made 100 of them. I made 100 of them
cheap.
for my 6 years on YouTube, and I haven't handed out as many of them as I've only handed out like 40 of them. So I was hoping
that's a lot. I would be coveting 100 because they're not cheap.
They're not cheap, but I want to do another 100 when I hit 100K. So I want to do another design and do another. So I would prefer to get rid of them all before I hit 100K. But I got 8,000 subs to go, so that's a couple months away. So I'm gonna have to get cracking on some of that. But I send them out as random packages when people order something on my t-shirt website shop.hammerhead.com. I just kind of handed out like 4 or 5 of them at the Hamfest to just random people. Somebody
people came up to me and they're like, "Hey, when are you going to do a coin?" And I'm like, "I don't know, buddy. You got to talk to Leia. Send an email."
Right.
I heard one of your podcasts you were talking about it, and y'all are just like, "We're not doing it. We're not doing it."
We looked into it. It's not cheap.
Yeah,
it's seriously not cheap.
It's not
no,
cheap.
It's not.
No,
and it's inventory up in advance too. There's not print on demand. You got to buy them all.
Correct.
So,
right.
Nathan, in the chat, K1MAZ.
I know Nathan.
99% invisible. That was the challenge coin I held up.
Oh, he got it.
99% invisible.
That's the podcast is called 99% Invisible.
Yep.
Huh.
It's a very good podcast. It's about deep dives in engineering and architect stuff. There's things that you want to think about trying to figure out why they're doing the thing that they did, and it's a deep dive, and it's always very interesting stories.
I was thinking of 99 Ways to Die.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to say. So Rhea says she's got a ton of challenge coins. 2A. She says military 2A and ham radio. So I got to send her one line.
A lot of 2A folks have challenge coins.
That makes sense. Actually, it makes sense.
I got challenge bullets.
Right.
I missed out on the project. I did support. They got challenge coins. I was too late in the project and I didn't get it. But one of these days I might get something worked on at the office.
So Josh, give us a recap of what you think about the 5D.
It's an improved speaker. It's obviously submersible, which is nice. I think that's a nice add. The feature set in. Go ahead.
The Bluetooth. It doesn't look like you were able to get that icon Bluetooth to connect to it correctly.
Oh no, it totally did. And it transmits.
Okay.
Yeah, it works. It works totally fine. It would work.
Okay.
The ICOM has a mic built in, so you talk directly into it. I have the Yaesu headset. I have no doubt the Yaesu headset works fine. I was more curious if you could connect random stuff to it.
Well, and from what I have not tried this myself because I don't have the Yaesu headset, but my understanding is the FT3D worked great with the Yaesu headset, but not with anything else. And quite frankly, I've never even used the Bluetooth on my FT3D. I've used it on my D74 quite several times. Yeah. But I've just, for whatever reason, I've just never used it on my FT3D. So people were telling me this, and I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that was a thing, really. That it wouldn't work.
So the FT3, okay, to be honest, I have those dongles that I connected, including that ICOM. That ICOM connected to the FT3 as well. So I don't know that the Bluetooth is at all different from the FT3.
Okay.
Capabilities wise.
Okay.
I didn't really notice much difference. A lot of the display things that I play around with, like the GPS, APRS, all that stuff, the menus were the same. It doesn't seem like a big upgrade because, again, remember the whole origin of this was the chip shortage.
Right.
That's why they are there now. So if you have a 3 and you like it, you may not need to update. If you need something that's totally submersible, again, IPv7 rated, I would look at it. If you were the type of person, actually, this is another type of person I would think that might want to be interested. If you were the type of person that didn't like the audio quality of the 3, you should go listen to the 5 and see if you like it better, because it does sound tonally better. Similar volume, but tonally better.
Maybe I just haven't used my 3 enough, but I've never had an issue with my 3. I always thought that it was a really decent radio. It has true AP. In fact, I brought my D74 to Monsanto because most of your APRS guys like the D74 for whatever reason. I don't know. I really love the D74. It's a great radio. But my battery died long before you guys with the FT3. The battery life on that D74 is not nearly what it was on the FT3D. And the cool thing about all of these FT series, and I'm sure you said this, the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 5 have interchangeable batteries.
Yep.
So I've got the quick charge. I actually bought my one at a ham fest from a guy, a local ham here. He bought it, and like a month later he sold it. But he had the programming cable for it. He had the rapid desk charger for it. And he had all that. Well, that was for the 1. My FT3D fits on there just fine. I never bought the 2. I always thought it was overpriced. I didn't like the black and white screen. I just never got it. But the 3 I really liked. And I always, but the fact that the 3 and the 1 fit on that desk charger and have interchangeable batteries, I always thought was cool. But I liked my 3. I didn't really have any problems with it specifically.
No.
Once I figured out how the hell to lock the touch screen to where I would reach down to my belt and would touch it and change channels or something, I hated that. But once I figured out how to launch a touch screen, it wasn't a big deal. So I don't get that, but whatever.
They did have a slight update for that. Now you actually have to hold down on the touch panel for a while before it'll let you change, which is, I mean, that's just logic. Why not do that, right? I mean, that makes sense. The reason why the D74 and the D72 is appreciated so much is that it's an unlocked TNC. You can plug it into a computer and you can do ham radio software things with it. Yaesu, not so much, but it is a better APRS experience with the FT3 and the FT5.
Better than D74?
Yeah, the user manual. Like if you're on the radio do an APRS, I prefer the Yaesu over the D74 and the D72.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Somebody said, if you had to choose one accessory to buy for the FT5DR, what would it be? The drop-in charger. For sure. The fast charger is great.
Yeah, I'm flabbergasted at Kenwood and Yaesu, and I guess ICOM too. You know, their top tier $300, $400, $500 HTs don't come with desk chargers. None of them do that. None of them do that. And I'm like, what? Come on, guys. But whatever. I mean, it's fine. But
I guess if you think about it, all those radios have built-in charging controllers, whereas the Baofeng doesn't. It has a drop-in charger because they wanted to skimp and not include a charge controller in the body of the radio. So from their point of view, they're like, hey, here's a more robust radio, and if you want the functionality of a drop-in charger, you got to go buy it. I agree with you, though. At a certain point, it becomes like,
but don't they just charge via USB cable? No.
Most radios don't charge via USB cables.
No. I prefer not having a charging cable. My VX7R, I can plug right into my 12-volt whatever, my battery box, whatever, and then plug right into the radio and charge it. So you don't have to. All you need to do is bring a cable. You don't have to bring a little stupid cradle around. I'd way rather have it that way.
I like that idea, but I was just wondering how the others discharge. You just got to plug them in.
So the ID52 is micro USB chargeable. Okay, so so that's a step in the right direction. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Well, why isn't it USB-C?" Okay. So everything else totally proprietary. ICOM ID52, micro USB, and there's 100 million different cables out there you can charge it with. So baby steps, fellas. I mean, seriously. I mean, all of your GS5B from Radioddity is micro USB.
Yeah.
The Ocean, you can get an Ocean charger that plugs into the cradle and goes into USB-A. Well, that's old.
That's nice.
Too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice, but it's not USB-C either.
Right.
But so I don't know. I don't know of a radio that's USB-C chargeable. I think there's
the 705. I mean, the 705 is the standout radio in all these spaces. It has all the things.
Well, the 705 is micro USB too.
It is.
Yeah. But
I just broke a micro USB cable today. I just snapped it. Just
really?
How?
Yeah. Just had too much. Just a little bit too much shear on a thing, and the case was weak, and it just snapped the port on the inside. It's like, come on.
Wow.
Not on a radio. It was on some piece of electronics.
Mm-hmm.
So KI5OEB, new antenna for the FT5. Any good?
It's the same.
I was going to say it looked the same to me in the pictures.
Same antenna.
I don't know.
Yeah, same antenna as the 3 and not the same as the 2, I believe, but the same as the 3.
Okay. Good.
It's a case preference too. To be honest, I like the look of the FT3. I really like the look of it. I mean, looking at them side by side, I think the FT3 is kind of it looks more high tech. Is that a weird thing to say? And then the 5's got these kind of like rounded edges, which I'm sure serves a purpose for people that, care about that kind of stuff, or emergency preparedness folks. But for me, it's like, I like the look of the 3. I do like the 2 lights though. They did add 2 receive lights, independent receive lights, which is a nice upgrade too.
Interesting.
Good.
And they change color depending on digital or analog, correct?
No.
One's blue and one's green.
You can set the. So I don't know. Good question. But you can set the screen to whatever color. You can set the screen to 3 colors.
Not the screen. The 2 lights.
Oh yes, but they've done that for a while. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, blue is digital and green is analog generally.
Yeah. I watched Bob's video yesterday, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's got one?
Yeah, of course he does.
Oh, I didn't know he had a video up.
K6
already.
UDA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good for him.
Is there any other? Well, yeah, our Finder Bob.
There's 47 Bobs in ham radio, but
yeah.
Bob's,
the rest are Jason's and Steve's.
Steve.
Yeah.
It's only Bob, one tank radio.
Yeah. Bob was the other one we had a lot of at Huntsville and didn't mention, but it was mostly Mike's, Jason's, and Steve's.
Yep.
So for whatever reason, but speaking of Jason, KM4ACK showed me how to. Well, he improved upon my knowledge about how to program the FT3D for APRS, and then I took that. I was like, oh, that's what you do. Okay, good. And then I took that and I put that into my FTM 300 in the truck, and when I was driving home, it was working the whole time. So, yeah, once I kind of learned how to do that a little bit better, I was missing like 2 steps, and but it was kind of cool. He's really knowledgeable about APRS in general, but about that radio too. So that was fun to see.
Yeah, he's like, here, you just touch these buttons and whatever. That's my Southern Jason accent.
I loved it when I got him buying that 705 on video.
You got like 3 minutes and you're on APRS. So
yeah. Yeah, it was good. But awesome. That might come in handy in the woods.
Yeah, APRS is a cinch once you kind of you turn on the. Got to make sure your modem is on.
Yes,
and that's pretty much it. Once you start pulling in those packets, then it's just a decision of like how quickly are you going to go insane when you're getting just pinged nonstop? Because out here it's nonstop. APRS is nonstop.
It was quite frequent in Huntsville as well. Of course,
I bet
there's a lot of hams in town that weekend, so I don't know if that was expanded because of that. But I mean, I thought it was pretty active in the Huntsville area too. So anyway, but yeah. So Mike and I did a POTA on Tuesday of last week.
Yeah, buddy. That was this week.
4 days ago.
3 days ago.
Yeah, it was this week.
Yep.
Awesome time. Hopefully you guys saw that. Mike, did your video premiere tonight?
So
you wanted it to.
I meant for it to premiere at 9:35 tonight, but I accidentally set it for 6:35.
Oh,
and it premiered. I totally missed it. I was outside. I was outside playing radio. I put the TN07 my go-to antenna up in the front yard, and I was playing with the 705 and made a few contacts, hunting POTA and stuff. Just chilling, playing front porch radio. And then I'm getting emails with comments. I'm like, because I gave it to the patrons. I gave it to the patrons first. I'm like, all right, well maybe they're watching. Then I was like, oh.
Oops.
Because I wanted to have it end like right before this stream, and we could just. I did that last week,
right?
With a video, but yeah, that was awesome. That was so awesome. Getting down there on the beach.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm thinking about going out there first thing in the morning. I was going to do it Monday. I may do it Monday morning, or I may do it first thing tomorrow morning if I can get up early enough. Because I've got one more antenna I want to do a POTA with on the beach before I go home on Tuesday.
Was that
and
the Buddy?
Yeah, the Buddy Stick Pro.
Yeah.
Yep. In fact, I've got that hooked up right now to my 705. I don't have it plugged into I don't have it plugged in right now because this laptop only has 2 USB ports on it. So I got to get a powered expansion card for that. But I put the Buddy Stick Pro on the deck last night. It's still set up out there. Smoking Gun KN4 Pop. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that, man. Character saying you rock whilst showing their pumped bicep. That's what it says over here on the stream. It's right.
Oh, hey, there's
sorry.
Jose's in the chat.
Jose's in the chat. Yeah. He worked both of us the other day. Anyway, so I set up the Buddy Stick Pro and it's still out there on the deck, right outside this window right here, with the 705. And I got FT8 running last night. Took me a few minutes to configure to get the SWR right, but I got it. It's just Chris hadn't updated. He hadn't released the instruction manual for it yet. So, but I got it all up and running. 1.5 on 1.5 to 1 on 14.08 for 20 meter FT8. So I was like, okay, that's good. So I got it with 705, no tuner. That's fine. Got out here and I made contact and I'm running 10 watts. I got my BioWinnow plugged in the 705. I made a contact with an LZ3 station.
Nice.
10 watts from a vertical on the beach of Galveston. So I'm like, and so I took a screenshot of it and sent it to Chris. He's like, what antenna is that? I said, that's your vertical, dude. He's like, damn. He thought I was using the
Where is LZ3?
I don't remember. I don't remember, but it's at South America, I think. I think it's like Argentina, something like that. But working great for an antenna. Excited to try it on sideband and do a POTA with it. And I want to do that on the beach before I go back home on Tuesday. So probably going to try to do that tomorrow night. We'll see. But what are you laughing at, Josh?
Oh, K1MAZ is one of the he's actually one of the unofficial producers for our podcast, and he's one of the last emailers usually on the show. And on the podcast yesterday, I said I'm giving away a Buddy Stick Pro.
I actually saw your Instagram about that today. So I go to HRCC Discord and I look in the giveaways and I'm like, that liar, it's not up here.
It'll post tomorrow. I'm just telling people to go there to get ready because it'll post tomorrow because I think the giveaway bot I use has a 2-week limit. It can only hold a giveaway for 2 weeks. So I'm going to start it before the live stream and then get people getting in on that. Then it may have to go up Sunday just to get the right timing. But yeah, we're going to give one away. So
nice.
Should be fun. Yeah. It's slick. It's a slick piece of kit. He did a good job.
It is. It's nice. It's very lightweight. If you're used to like the traditional buddy pole horizontal, or the horizontal you can do as an L, you can do as horizontal, you can do it as a vertical, you can do it whatever you want to. It's very, very versatile in that way. The built-in tripod is nice. It's the part I really like about it is that it's so lightweight. It's easy to carry around. So in fact, I'm going to take it next weekend when we go to California. So I'm going to probably use it some out there. But
I noticed just playing around with it some. It's easier to pack in the long run than the Wolf River is. So everything on the Wolf River is long and it doesn't pack down. So the legs are long. The coil is long, particularly if you get the T1000, and the 17-foot vertical or whichever one you put on it is also going to be long. The buddy pole, it all packs into that little go bag, so it doesn't have to be something that lives in the water bottle pockets on your backpack, which is nice.
Yes, agreed.
Pretty small.
Yeah. Don, nicer than a Buddy Hex? No way. No, not nicer than a Buddy Hex, but much smaller and lighter. So
yeah, you can backpack with the
you're not going to carry the Buddy Hex up a mountain. I mean, unless you're AE4MQ, then Matt will do it. But yeah, typically you're not going to carry a hex beam up a mountain. But Chris makes all of his stuff to be semi-portable to some degree. But yeah, it's pretty lightweight, that Buddy Stick Pro. But he made that as a response to the 705. He made it's. I hesitate to say it was made for the 705 because it works on anything. I mean, it's a 250 watt PEP antenna. It's not a QRP antenna.
Oh, nice.
Right. But he made that as a response to, hey, people are hiking with the 705 now. Let's make a Buddy Stick. So that's kind of what he did it for.
It's right in their wheelhouse because the Buddy Pole and Buddy Stick they use the coils, and so they're already going to be resonant once you get them lined up with where you want to be. And that radio either requires you bring an external tuner, which a lot of people don't want to go down that road. So they're looking for resonant antennas or antennas that are adjustable and support multiple bands. And that's exactly what it does.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty high Q too. So it's kind of narrow, but
that can be good. It can be good. I mean, for a radio like the 705 with no internal tuner, it's more challenging. I mean, if you want to move from CW FT8 up to the top of the band to do sideband, you might have to readjust the antenna a little bit, but it kind of depends on, but still you're only pushing out 10 watts or 5 or 10 watts, depending on if you're running on battery or external batteries. So it might not be that big of a deal, but anyway, it's a good antenna. I like it. I like everything that Buddy Pole has done. I've been using Chris's antennas for years. I have one of all of them actually. Wow.
So, yeah, I've got his his original Buddy Pole kit, the deluxe kit. So it includes the short whips and the long whips. Mm-hmm. I've got his hex beam and I've got his Buddy Stick Pro. I don't have the original Buddy Stick, but I'm not even sure I think he still makes some rendition of that, but he put the plans for it online so that people could build their own. So I'm not sure how many of those he actually sells anymore. The original Buddy Stick.
Okay.
Which is the difference between a Buddy Pole is horizontal and a Buddy Stick is vertical. It's basically the only difference between the two. The original.
I always have to remember pole means dipole. So yes. 2 legs coming out. That's how I remember it.
Correct.
The difference between it.
So, yeah. No 80. I don't know which one you're referring to, Don, but the vertical, where will that go to 80 or not? I can't. Hold on, I'll tell you.
I bet it does. I think
that it does.
Coil. Oh, you may need the bigger coil if you're going to do 80.
I think that he said it.
You're gonna need a big whip for that one.
You're gonna need a big whip.
I can't imagine that doing 80, but
no, it goes to 40. It goes from 6 to 40.
when you go take a Wolf River coils at 40 and then you go down to 80, I mean, it's like the whole stinking coil.
It's the whole coil, and that thing's big. It's a big coil.
That was a big coil. Yeah. So no 80 on the, but I think he's got an add-on. I think he's got an add-on for his original buddy Pole.
He has a bigger coil.
Yes.
You just get the bigger coil,
right,
and it'll do 80.
Right. So I don't know. I assume that'll work on the Buddy Stick Pro. I don't know. I have to ask him that.
So this just reminds me of Huntsville. Did you guys go? Was it Comet? It was Comet that was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saw the Comet?
Yes, it was Comet. Yes.
Did you see that toy box antenna they have now will go to 160?
Yeah.
It's like,
sure it will.
It's a baby's wrist, the coil that screws into the bottom of that thing. It's huge. So you got like the 160 coil, and then the 80 coil, and then the 40, and then the rest of the standard.
All those
it was crazy.
Are such a joke. It's like that MFJ 1899T. I want to love that antenna. And it's just no.
So hear me out, Mike. I bet if we lived in Japan, it would be fine. Because you just, everybody's packed in, and you just, not that big. I
have that toy box antenna. I bought it from KM4 APK sales or whatever they are, whatever that company that's where I bought my Vibraplex tuner from for the 7.0. Anyway, I put the toy box antenna together. I'm looking at it. This was last Christmas. I'm at the hunting lease. I'm looking at it. I'm like, put it together. Recorded a video, made contact with the 12 Days of Christmas special event station.
Nice.
I think it was on 20. And I'd recorded all this. I'm like, okay, so it's kind of quirky, works, making contacts, no problem. And then people came along in my video. They're like, you should have put a counterpoise on it. You should have put a wire on it. And I'm like, there's nothing in the instructions that say to do that.
You didn't put a wire on it? What did you wait? How did this? What was the radio you're using again?
705.
And it didn't have an SWR problem?
Nope. I had
what band?
I think it was 20. I think it was 20. Yeah.
Because it's got that lug on the side of it that you put a radial on. And actually
but it doesn't come with the radial.
Correct.
It doesn't come with the radial.
Yes.
And it almost sounds like it's an option when you read it in the instructions. So no, I had fine SWR. I think it was like 1.7, 10 watts. Who the hell cares? No, I made contacts with it, and I got in the logbook of the special event station, and I'm like, what's the problem? I don't understand. Now,
that's like when Bob walked out of his house and just pointed an antenna at the sky and went, satellite contact now. And I'm sitting there going like, what?
Yeah. Now, would I recommend that antenna to anyone? Not really. Not unless you're just
straight up.
Not unless you're just really wanting the smallest damn thing you could find to put in your bag for the 705 to go on the side of that wind camp thing, which Comet makes a mount now for that too. But not really. I don't remember if I gave that away. I don't remember what I did with it, but
so
I haven't used it since that time.
Oddly enough, there's a couple antennas in this space. MFJ has one, and so does Comet. Actually, a couple of people do. I have spent more time fiddling around with those antennas and not making a video on any of it than more than anything I've worked on. And what I found is that if you put radials on those things, they do pretty well, actually.
Yeah. Yes.
So what I ended up doing was I used a tape measure. And just had my analyzer connected to it, would run the vertical up, and then I would just adjust the tape measure for the lowest SWR, and then I'd mark the tape measure where the band spot was, and just keep going out for all the bands until I had it covered with the different taps that you put on. Or the other thing you do, get a wire winder with a really long wire on it, good wire, have it mounted to that there's a little compression fit with a Phillips head screw on the bottom of that toy box. Have the wire winder all fed with the wire, and then just start taking rolls off of it with your analyzer on, find where the dip is, and then take a piece of tape or a Sharpie and draw on it, and then just keep going, mark out all the bands, and then you wind the radial back up, and it works. It does actually work pretty well.
It's funny we're talking about these kinds of antennas because I have the MFJ 1899T, and I have a length of counterpoise wire. It's actually 3, I think they're 15 or 17 foot wires that I made out of 26 gauge wire. And I actually made this bracket for it and this fits on a tripod. This was an old
Oh,
rack
I
gear.
remember this. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember this.
It's an old rack gear from one of my guitar wireless systems, and it just happens to have a BNC on it. So I just cut it with my angle grinder. So the tripod goes here, and then the base of the whip goes here, and then my counterpoise wires naturally is going to have a power pole. But the counterpoise wires for this are missing with my antenna bag that has has my 2-pack antennas and all my connectors that is gone.
I hope that
still at the deer lease.
I hope it's at the
so.
lease. I hope
so. Yeah, there you go, Josh.
Elecraft, they played around in this space with the AX1, right? The AX1 did 15 and 20, and then you could tune it into 17. And then they had a 40-meter extension that you could put on. But the best thing they created in this entire kit, and the thing that I actually use many, many times, is this double-ended BNC that's a tripod mount in the middle and a little ground lug screw in the top. I will put that on my little Pixie. My Pixie tripod, and I can put the toy box off the top of that and run the radio on the other side. This little tripod mount, go to Elecraft and just buy that. That thing is really handy. That is a handy piece of kit, and it's all BNC, so it's perfect for QRP radios.
Or you do the K8MRD edition.
I like yours too. You got more.
It's the same thing. I mean,
it's the same thing.
Fabricated it out of stuff that I had.
I tell you what,
the mother of it's the mother of invention, right? It was necessity or something like that.
Josh, you were talking about that tape measure, and that reminded me of that stepper crank IR antenna.
Yes.
The coolest thing about that antenna is that you just crank the vertical whip up to whatever band you wanted, and then you just run the counterpoise out, and you put it on your meter, and you just crank the counterpoise in and out until you got the SWR where you wanted it.
That's
and
it.
It's like simple. And that's kind of how I tuned this Buddy Stick Pro earlier this morning. I was like, moving the counterpoise around. I'm like, oh, that's too long, that's too short. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. So I didn't really have to mess with the whip. I just tapped the coil where he said to tap it, extended the whip all the way up, and I just moved the counterpoise around in and out until I got it to where I wanted it. So
that crank
IR was a nice that was a nice antenna.
That radial system was the first time I kind of experienced something like that. And how I had it set up in my yard was using 2 mic stands or speaker stands. So I took the speaker stands out on the 2 edges of the lawn, and then I ran the radial, because the radial comes on these 2 pulleys with stretchy cable. Right. And so you put the stretchy cable over, and the pulleys kind of allow the routing of the radial wire. And man, it was a dream, because what you did then was, it was really simple. You just cranked it out. You crank the vertical gets to that spot, and then you just lock it down. You're done. You set it to that band, and they're all heat shrink to that band. You set it and forget it. Then you go to the radial, like you said, with the analyzer. And then they have, in the way it came to me, because I was the first one that got it. I don't even know where that thing is now, by the way.
Matt, HRA has it. I think
he has it. Okay, good.
I think Kosher Pork Rinds has it. I think.
Okay, good. The heat shrink tubing is just loose on that radial line, and so your first setup, you actually do got to stop and put the analyzer on it, crank it to where it's resonant, and then you bring the heat shrink over it and you hit it with the heat, and then lock it down, and you go band by band doing all of it. I was like, oh, this is really fun. It was a cool experience.
Yeah. It was good.
Let me comment real quick. Rhea brought up a good point, and I want to point.
Yeah, Rhea's in there making trouble. I heard her.
I'm gonna get a refill while you make your point. I'll be right back.
On a dummy load.
We're talking about these dummy load antennas, and I was reading the QRZ page on Steve Temporarily Offline's post of the toy box antenna. Yeah, and the same comment was like, well, if you're going to put out this counterpoise wire, why not just throw a dipole or something up in the air? And while I tend to agree that I would put a dipole up, you have to remember, a lot of portable operations is about weight, size, compactness, bringing less stuff. So it's actually really easy for me to take my little portable tripod, hook it up to this thing, and put that antenna. Not that I do, but I can, because that antenna sucks. I mean, I've made contacts with it, but whatever.
I understand.
It's a novelty, but it sets up so fast. It doesn't take up much room. Yeah, you got to put out the counterpoise wire, but I have 3 15-foot counterpoise wires that are all connected to one power pole, and I just plug it in, throw it out. I'm on the air.
Yep,
on the air. So, but if I'm going to take a dipole, I'm either bringing a telescopic mast and hoisting the dipole up, or I'm bringing my Weaver
throw line,
yep. And then I'm throwing it over the branch, and then I'm hoisting the dipole up, and then I'm bringing more coax, and it all that's, you guys all see me operate portable. I'm typically using long wire antennas that are resonant and 100 watts, and that's what we used the Pac-10 end-fed half wave on the beach the other day. But being an antenna nerd, I want them all. There is no one silver bullet of antenna.
No.
Even the Wolf River Coil Silver 1000.
No. No.
There's every deployment, every operation can have or necessitate a different kind of antenna. Sometimes I might not even bring a telescopic mast because I'm going to the park and I'll throw it up in the tree. Other times you might be out in the field and you do need a telescopic mast. So,
well, let's also put this into perspective. You can bring a dipole, sure. In fact, I have a linked dipole that I like, the Soda Beams linked dipole. But that's a multi-band dipole with links, and so it takes up a huge amount of space. But if I just bring a 20-meter dipole, well, guess what band I'm working? 20 meters. If you have a vertical like the toy box, it promises all band capability. Right, with this system.
Yeah, but just do it. I would argue with that. Just do an off-center fed dipole.
Well, then you got to bring a tuner. In some cases.
Well, no, if you get the right one, because you can get 4 or 5 bands without a tuner off of many off-center fed dipoles. So it depends on which one you bring.
Are they as efficient as just a properly tuned vertical or a properly tuned dipole? Standard dipole?
Properly tuned dipole, I would say no. They're not as efficient. Properly tuned vertical.
I mean, a vertical is just a dipole.
It is, but it totally changes your pattern. So,
well, but I mean, efficiency-wise, I'm talking about losses in the feed line and things that turn into heat before it turns into
negligible.
It's negligible. Yeah, I would say.
I've been using an off-center fed dipole at home for like 3 years now.
Or an end-fed half wave is also
fantastic.
No tuner, resonant on multiple bands with no tuner. So
I mean, always assume there's losses in the plane. I'm saying losses in the box, not coax losses here. If we're talking.
No, I understand what you mean. And I'm sure you're right. But you know what? If you're out there with a radio and no tuner, which I don't really have any radios with no tuners except for that thing.
The 705, baby.
705, yeah. But I don't do POTA.
891.
I don't do well, that's true. I don't do POTA with with QRP. I need to try it sometime just for the hell of it, but I've never done a POTA with QRP. I always have 100 watts. I know it works.
So that
I always have my 100 watts. So
I think that's why I care more about those stupid little nuances, because I'm gonna run QRP. Like if I'm doing a soda, right? I'm gonna be QRP radio. I'm gonna take that dipole, or I'm gonna take a vertical like QRP. What's the QRP? Is it QRP kits? Gosh, I'm losing my mind. QRP guys. 3-band vertical. It's a fantastic vertical. It takes up just a tiny little space, but you got to bring a vertical pole and some kind of guy plate, guy system, whatever. But that's just to make it like as efficient as possible. Like you want to try and get all those angry pixies flying out, that wire as you can.
You're going to be with the guy here. This is the
K6ARK.
Yeah. Right. This thing is amazing.
That's the 9-to-1, right?
Yes.
The 9-to-1 has 2 leads.
I used this. I did a video like right when we weren't allowed to say coronavirus on YouTube, we'd get demonetized. And I called my video like the coronavirus special. I took this with the
I remember that.
Egu X5105, and dude, I was crushed. This antenna is freaking awesome. It is so awesome. This does have heat shrink on the matching unit. It's just clear.
It should be.
K6ARK made this for me. I thank you.
Yeah.
It should be mentioned that if you have a simple wire antenna like the K6ARK end feds, and he has multiple, he's got a kit that's coming out hopefully soon, 9-to-1, 49-to-1 on. That makes it easy because you're just throwing a wire over something. And if you're
Right.
just throwing it over something, that makes it convenient because you can find something to put a wire on. If you got a vertical with the pole and even a dipole, you got to get that center connector up in the air. That starts to add complexity to the whole mix. And so I think I'm always trying to like make it convenient but effective. And I think Adam's antennas are a good balance.
Yes.
Let me address this question. This McCase Kimmis, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, so I apologize. $5 super chat. Thank you for the super chat. He says, I'm interested in ham radio and have finished the technician courses that I put up, but I'm not grasping what you can do with a ham radio license. Okay, so I would suggest you go out and watch my videos in my versus series: ham radio versus CB, ham radio versus FRS, ham radio versus GMRS. I kind of explained that. It's kind of a robust answer to your question, but basically my answer is everything. Okay, you can do close communication with VHF, UHF. You can do networking,
satellite
wireless
contacts bouncing off a satellite with
right.
UHF,
You can do
VHF.
wireless networking with Arden mesh networks. You can do satellite contacts with VHF, UHF. You can do 6-meter propagation around the world. You can do SSTV, slow scan TV, fast scan TV, digital television, amateur television, digital mode.
Moon bounces.
You can do moon bounce, scatter. You can do HF propagation all over the world. You can do everything. You can do everything you want to.
Hobby of
radio.
hobbies.
But
I would suggest going to grapevineamateurradio.com and picking up one of those dual band Edfung J-pole roll-up antennas.
Oh, those are great antennas.
Yeah, those are great antennas. But
I would actually
right now.
Everybody that's in this chat has different interests in ham radio. It's such a broad hobby that no one person can have a video that covers everything.
Right, correct.
And you just kind of look at our videos and say, wow, I am interested in that. And guess what? You can do it because you're a ham.
Right.
You're a ham.
Yeah.
The only difference you may have is if you're not a general. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You got to go get your general or extra, whatever.
There's a way to hack the DJI drones like the Phantom 3 and 4 to bring them down out of the public 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band and put them into an amateur only section of the 2.4 gigahertz band so that part of the band has a lower noise floor and less interference and thus increases the distance on your drone. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to do that, and I'm not going to tell you that you can't do that without a ham license. You're not supposed to. But there's instructions on the internet to find that. I didn't put them up there. But with a ham license, you can legally do that. So if someone comes and stops you and says, "What are you doing?" "I've got a ham radio operator's license. Here you go." But so you can do stuff there's stuff like that you can do within the 2.4 gigahertz band as well. So it's a very versatile hobby. There's not one answer to your question. And Josh is completely correct. Go watch videos from all the YouTubers out there. There's Soda, Poda, Satellite, Moon Bounce, HF, DMR, Fusion, D-Star, Digital Voice, all kinds of stuff, man.
FT8.
So
email. I mean, you can email over ham radio.
Yeah, email. WinLink.
You can keyboard
APRS,
type
text
with
messages.
JS8 call. You can keyboard type messages. It's just, I mean, you talk to people all over the world. I mean, you really kind of do need to get your general to fully expand your privileges. But ham radio is just like the umbrella for the things that you can do, and there's so many subcategories. I mean, it's like if Adam and Eve had kids, and then the whole family tree after that. There's so many subgenres of ham radio.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. Yeah. And you get to drink beer on live streams too.
Yes, that's always a plus. That's always a plus.
And whiskey.
Richard, KO4OBR, thank you for the super chat. Building stuff is pretty awesome. I already built houses, went to school for building networks. Building things that can communicate without infrastructure is awesome. That's one of the things I love about radio communications in general. It doesn't require the layperson, does not understand that this phone will not talk to Frank's phone or Josh's phone or Mike's phone without a cell tower in between us. You can't talk phone to phone. You can talk radio to radio.
An untold network jumps in between, even though if there's one cell tower between us. It has to go out to the internet and do something in so many places for it to break.
Innate YOs is on your Will Wheaton thing, Josh, because he talked about
Whiskey.
the whip, and now he's saying the what did he say, man?
Whiskey.
Well, after the live stream, we're all going to get into my whip with a bottle of whiskey and drive up to the planetarium.
The planetarium.
Drive up to the planetarium.
There's one in Denton. Let's go. Come on.
I love when you said on the podcast, Josh. Will Wheaton is the same age today that Patrick Stewart was when he started. I'm like, crap.
Started. Yeah.
Josh, I was
Will
listening.
Will Wheaton will never be as cool as Patrick Stewart, but go ahead.
No.
I was listening to your podcast, To and Fro Galveston, on Tuesday, and it made me realize one of something that Leia said made me realize that I need to record a drop for you. I need to get the guitar out and
nice. Yes. We do love the drops
for the email.
I also need the preparedness corner and Leia. Well, no, I think I got one for Leia taking a test. So yeah, I think we get great drops. Thank everybody for doing that. So yeah, do that. That would be great, Mike. Thank you.
I'm gonna try and see if I can do the final email for her.
The world's okayest guitar player should be able to do that.
Yeah.
It's the final email. Wait, we did get one for that. I won't spoil it.
Okay.
I do, but I don't mind switching back and forth. That would be fun.
All right.
Oh, Ham Radio for Non-Techie says, curse you for introducing me to peanut butter whiskey.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
It's not I liked it.
It's awesome, man. What are you talking about? It's awesome.
Oh,
the best.
it's gross.
Oh,
I'm
my
on
gosh.
the same page with Mike on this one.
No. It is awesome.
Gross.
The first sip was good, but after that, I don't know how y'all kept down in it.
I could drink
really liked it.
I could drink a finger or two of that and that would be good. But it's
a little bit goes a long way. I don't want to drink a whole bottle in one night.
No, it's kind of like Fireball. I'll dip into that a little bit occasionally.
I can do Fireball.
I took a big pull of the Fireball that Friday night at the Pavilion.
That was a big bottle.
And I was like, that was good.
No,
that's all.
That's
it.
You guys remember this was like, oh gosh, probably 15 years ago that that like iced tea. What
Twisted tea?
Was it? Yeah. Was that like a vodka or a whiskey or something? I don't remember what.
Twisted tea is like a malt liquor.
No, it wasn't the malt. It was an actual liquor. It was a shoot. I can't remember what it was now. It was like an iced tea. I don't know. I lost it.
Okay.
Cool story, bro.
Long Island iced tea.
I tell you what's good.
Though. It was just a shot of you shoot it.
Take unsweetened iced tea and get lemon flavored vodka.
Okay.
That's tasty.
I can see
It's
that.
tasty.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Unsweetened iced. I mean, I guess you can do if you're from Atlanta, do sweet tea. That's fine. But unsweet tea, unsweet tea with some lemon flavored vodkas.
Sweet tea in my basement. Whole cellars. Y'all sure do smell like
I couldn't tell you how many people came up and poured me whiskey that Friday. And I walked away several times with like 3 or 4 fingers each. I'm like, thank you.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
I didn't realize
not a Long Island iced tea. People are saying,
No.
but yeah,
No,
it's a hard tea. I forget what it was. I mean, it's a liquor bottle. Like it's like 35 proof.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it
I haven't had
Firefly or something? Maybe.
I've heard of twisted tea, like what Josh said, but that's
a malt liquor.
That comes in the big cans. Yeah, that's like
No, that's
like Mike's Hard Lemonade. Or
you buy a bottle of whiskey, but shoot, I can't remember what the heck it is now. Sweet tea is delicious, by the way.
Sweet tea done properly is delicious. Sweet tea made with Splenda or Sweet and Low sucks.
Oh,
but sweet tea that's what people do, man. But sweet tea made properly, which was when you brew the tea, and
okay, you drown it in sugar.
You brew the tea and it's hot when you're brewing it, and you pour real sugar in it. That's the best way to make sweet tea.
I didn't know you could do it any other way.
Tea?
Yeah,
I just think it's too sweet when everybody makes it. Whenever I have it, it's too sweet.
Yeah, some of it can be. I don't generally. You can't really get real sweet tea around here, but if you go to like Georgia and Alabama and whatnot, it's pretty good.
I made real sweet tea. When we had that ice over or that freeze event, I stuck out made sun tea.
Oh yeah.
Out there, and then I brought it back in and I dumped like a cup of whole sugar right into it. Literally, it was a whole cup of sugar.
Sheesh. Gosh.
That's all the
Shook it
people
up,
are like, I drink too
drunk
much
it.
soda. I'm going to switch to sweet tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a difference. Sure, why not?
Here, let me share
bunch-
my screen. I'm going to show you what
Go
I was
ahead.
talking about.
Oh, go ahead.
I am sharing it. I don't know if you see it.
Oh, wait a
Well,
minute. Sorry. Did you do that? There it is.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay,
That's what I'm
okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
It's Firefly Fire.
Oh, so you knew it. Okay. I've never even heard of that before.
Fire wheat
No.
tea.
Firefly
Enhanced.
sweet tea. I have not.
Enhanced.
Oh, that's
Stuff is
vodka.
good.
Oh, vodka.
Yeah.
It's vodka.
It's vodka. Yes.
I've not had that.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
good. You just
Wow.
drink it straight and you get stupid.
I can imagine that. Vodka is probably my favorite hard liquor. Honestly.
Really?
I like bourbon. I like whiskey. I like bourbon. But if I had to pick one, a good vodka, good vodka is really
Yeah.
good.
I like.
I
mean,
if
it's-
I'm going to drink liquor, it's going to be vodka or bourbon.
But you're not drinking vodka straight.
Why not?
You're just drinking it straight?
Have you ever had a
Yeah,
martini?
you can
Yeah.
shoot it. Yeah.
Oh,
vodka
yeah.
martinis are great.
Sure. But I don't
Yeah.
have, well, actually, no. I generally drink gin martinis. I don't
Gin
this
like
martinis.
was-
Well, gin martinis are okay, but vodka martinis are better in my opinion.
This other cup
Ugh,
was
yeah.
actually vodka and some kind of grapefruit soda that I was
Well, but that's what I just said.
enjoying.
I'm talking straight. Straight.
Well, I just
I
bought
appreciate it. It's
I
very
bought a cheap
versatile.
bottle of vodka just to have some vodka. But no, I don't sit around and drink martinis. But
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Is
there's
we
yeah.
seldom sit down. I mean, we're not Russian. I know they just drink it straight. I'm just saying it's
No.
very rare for me
But
to
we're
be
not-
like, I'm going to have a glass of vodka. It's like,
but we're
no.
not from Kentucky
Yeah.
either, and we drink bourbon, so I don't know. But there's a distillery in Galveston that's been here for a long time, and they recently changed venues. They got a new location, expanded. They distill their own vodka and whiskey and moonshine. Now, the whiskey I had it, Frank, I'd like to see what you think about it. The whiskey I
Okay.
thought was a little bit flat. It
Okay.
was a little bit weak, a little bit flat.
It
light
could
in-
just be a
light
newer
in
whiskey
color.
because they're a newer distillery,
Could be.
and a lot of the places.
No, they're
around
not
here-
new. They've been around for like 15 years.
Well, then
So-
you got me on that one.
But I tasted their vodka, which was fantastic, and their moonshine's 90 proof. But then they have like 3 or 4 flavors of moonshine, which is only
Mhm.
40. The flavor stuff is only 40 proof.
Well, a lot of
So,
those places will do bourbon, and bourbon will be their heavy staple. But to get
Mhm.
off the ground, they will go through and do vodka because it's just triple distilled, same spirits, and they distill it 3 times in one of their huge vertical stills, and they could get that on the market like that. So
Yeah.
while
I
the
believe
whiskey
I
is
believe
sitting
this
there,
place. I believe this
aging.
place did vodka first, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
because
No, it is not
will start-
Tito's. No, it's not Tito's. Somebody said Tito's in the chat. It's not Philip. It's not
Oh.
Tito's. It's I'll think of it here in a second. But no, I think they
Garlic
did
like
vodka.
Tito's.
Garrison brothers, Garrison.
Nope.
Mm.
No, I'll find it. Josh, you need to go.
Yeah, I'm going to hop off, go have,
Okay.
dinner's here late. So I got to,
See you
I
later.
stayed up streaming doing all this stuff because it kind of popped off with the Yaesu. So,
Right.
Thanks for
Um,
swinging
so-
by, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for
sure.
inviting me. You guys have fun rest
Tell,
of your time. Thanks, everybody watching.
Before you
Hey,
go,
bye,
tell everybody
Steve.
about your stream tomorrow night.
The stream tomorrow night is a patron picks episode, so it's the first week of the month. I let the patrons pick the topic or vote for it, and it's going to be what to do with ham radio when the power goes out. So you're probably thinking one thing, and we're definitely going to talk about that one thing, but we're going to try and make it a broader topic about not just the fun you can have, because the noise floor is going to be low, but a bit of a preparedness point of view too. So
Been there.
Solar.
Done that.
yeah, indeed.
So, yeah.
All right, thanks,
man.
guys.
All right. See you, man.
later.
Have a good
I don't know
one.
how to
Adios.
get out of this thing now.
Just
Oh, leave.
close the
I see the
browser.
button that says leave. Okay, fine.
yeah. Click on the button that says leave, or I can kick you.
7-3.
So the name of the distillery is Texas Tail Distillery. Texas Tail. Yeah. So Google that, Frank. Texas Tail Distillery in Galveston. It's just texastaildistillery.com. They have some cool signs painted on the wall that says
Ooh.
they say get a little tail mural painted. Get a nothing. There's nothing like a little tail, that kind of thing on the walls in Galveston. Kind of fun, kind of a fun place.
Tongue in
brand
cheek.
new venue right down there in the Strand district near Devil in the Deep Brewing, which we always go to anyway. So I think that, in fact, you know what? When this whole thing with the wildfires came out with California, I almost said to people, I'm like, guys, why don't y'all see if you can change your plane tickets? Y'all just come here, because
man, the hassle, and just this is just my hassle of getting that ticket in the beginning, because I had it. I forgot where we were going. It was this was a voucher ticket already. And if I canceled this, it was just be like, am I out of the money completely now? Or do I get the voucher back? I'm glad, and we'll be talking about this more tomorrow. Sunday.
2 days.
Sunday stream.
Yeah. Happy hour Sunday night. For those who don't know, happy hour Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, which is 0000 UTC. Happy Labor Day happy hour.
Yearly
Labor Day happy hour. That's kind of how the happy hour started, actually, before I started doing the once a month Friday thing. But we're going to talk about it there.
Labor Day already.
I know.
But
I'm so glad.
It's 99 degrees out.
Right.
Welcome to Texas.
Welcome to Texas, buddy. The first weekend in November is open weekend of deer hunting season, and I have been sitting in the deer stand open weekend in shorts and a t-shirt before because it's so hot out. So,
I'll bet.
November.
I was here in January in shorts and a freaking t-shirt doing POTA. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Charlie's in the chat. Red Summit RF. If you want to join us, Charlie, you are welcome to join us. You can hop in here and we can talk about some stuff this next weekend if you like. If you have the time, shoot me a DM on Discord if you want to, and I'll send you the link.
I'm so glad we were able to pivot. There was how many of us? 12, 15 that we were decided to be flexible enough to figure out something else.
I think there's only like 8 or 9 of us. I'm looking at the list and I'm like, I thought we had more than that. And
but
Josh was supposed to be there. He can't make it. Kyle can't make it. I thought that AE4MQ and Ham Radio Dude had said couple months ago that they were going to try to make it, but I guess they're out as well. So, which is okay. But all of that has made me think I need to plan a Galveston trip. I need to plan it because if you guys can get here, you two won't have a problem. If everybody else can get here,
it's only a little drive.
It doesn't cost anything once we get here. So if people can fly in, they can fly into Houston Hobby. They can come down here and they can stay for free.
Hey man, Adam will just set up a tent underneath your
he
house
won't even need to do that. We got I can this house can sleep 9 people.
Yeah.
So now 2 of those beds are double beds. So you and Frank since Frank gave you a ring and all, you and 2 can share a bed. But
we weren't gonna announce that yet.
No, not yet.
But anyway, so okay, Charlie,
but we were doing something awesome in California. We're going to go up the Sierra Mountains and go up one of the summits. And we're going to a place that's almost better on my book. So I think we might got the better trip out of this, in my opinion, because where we're going to go, we'll probably say it on Sunday. And is it in stone yet, or
I think it's pretty much. I think it's pretty hammered out. We'll talk about that on the happy hour Sunday night.
But in my opinion, where we're going, it's in my top 2 national parks.
Good. Well, good, excellent. So, you know what? I've never done a POTA in. Well, my personal goal is to do a POTA in every state in the United States. The only one I'm concerned about is Alaska because I'm like, I've never been to Alaska. I'm not sure when I'm going to get up there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we should.
We go to Alaska and we'll do like one of those hunting trips. We'll get a guide.
Let's just do a cruise, man. Just do an Alaskan cruise.
Well, our friend Bruce did a cruise. He did a cruise. Yeah. He sailed up.
Yeah.
And then got off the boat, went hiking around, and then flew home. Now, I think I'll do the inverse. I'll fly up, do the hiking, then sit on my ass for 3 days as the boat gets back to port.
Yeah, well, that's one way to. Yeah. That's a way to do it. So yeah, we'll have to figure out Alaska. But I've never done a POTA in Nevada. We're going to fly into Reno. Never done a POTA in Nevada. I've never done a POTA in California yet. So going to knock those 2 states out this trip next weekend. Looking forward to that. But yeah, should be a really fun trip. Disappointed we won't be able to hike up the mountain, but still going to really
something better.
Yeah, still going to be a really fun trip, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. But
be missing you, Mike.
Yeah, I'll be listening for you. I do feel like what was that? Was it where they all had the rings? That cartoon when we were kids. Captain Planet, was it?
Yeah,
Captain Planet?
See that right there? See that?
He went and got it.
Uh-huh.
That's the POTA ring of death right there.
It's the Godfather ring.
So I don't know how much longer we're going to be on, but I grabbed another beer anyway.
That's cool.
I think this is another one that Frank got me, and this looks. I'm not the smartest person in the world. This might have came from your camper actually, but
it is.
This is
Galveston
Galveston Double Vision IPA. This is 9.2 ABV, so I might need to recuperate tomorrow for the. Hopefully, I'll be all right for the Sunday stream.
No, come on, man. We haven't been going that long.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I'm about a third of a bottle down. So
yes.
POTA. So
yes,
somebody
the
said
POTA ring.
Yeah, somebody said, who was that? Okay, so Racer
You're great.
X07, POTA in West Virginia. Yes, I have that in my log already. I've done West Virginia. I did Maryland, West Virginia, Tennessee,
Country road,
Alabama,
take me home.
Several other states on my way back from Long Island. I get a crap ton in New York. I don't think I hit Jersey. I did get Connecticut. Thank you to Izzo, Smoke Signals RF. He got me in a Connecticut POTA. But yeah, so West Virginia I'm good with West Virginia. Hawaii, my wife and I have a planned trip to Hawaii the second week of November. Right now, Hawaii is saying tourists don't come here because of COVID. So this is a trip that we bought and paid for 2 years ago before COVID happened. So COVID happened. It was supposed to be in May of last year. COVID happened. We had to postpone it. It's already a trip we've paid for like 2 years ago. So we have it planned for November, but if it gets pushed again, oh well. At some point in time, we're going to get back to the island of Kauai, and there's 3 or 4 or 5 POTA spots on that island. So POTA in Hawaii is going to happen. Hopefully, fingers crossed, in November, but we'll see what happens with that.
I think K1MAZ is throwing a little shade on POTA.
What did you say? I missed that.
He's saying POTA, where did it go? POTA translates to PETA, I feel.
Not so much.
Pain in the ass? I'm not sure where you're coming from on that one, buddy. Maybe you need to ham harder.
Yeah.
You need a challenge coin for that one?
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah. POTA in South Dakota and North Dakota would take 2 minutes once you call CQ. Well, all I have to do is hop on the interstate and drive due north for about 15 hours, and I'll be in South Dakota. So I should do that. I need to hit. I've done Oklahoma, so Texas is here, and then it's Oklahoma, Kansas,
Texas.
Nebraska,
Oklahoma, just
South
our
Dakota,
top hat.
North Dakota.
It's only an hour away.
I've done Oklahoma. So I need Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. Maybe that's a road trip. Maybe I'll do that on a road trip. I'll just get in the truck and drive north. Stop in Kansas, stop in Nebraska, stop in. I've never been to North and South Dakota. Never been up that far. I've been to Nebraska. Never been up farther than about Lincoln, Nebraska. But yeah, that'd be a fun trip. I took that road trip this last April, and I drove from Texas. I drove east all the way to North Carolina for the Outer Banks for the HRA trip. Spent a weekend, 3-4 nights there. Frank and I hopped in the truck. We drove north. We met Bo, KH7FC in Virginia, did a POTA with him in 8YO, and then we drove north and stayed with Bob from our finder, W2CYK, at his house in Long Island for about a week. Frank flew home a few days after that. I stayed for another couple days.
I missed Dawn by one day.
Yeah, I went up and visited Dawn, W1FYG, Smoke Signals RF in Connecticut. We did a POTA together. I came back to Long Island for another day, and then I left the day after that and drove home southwest, stopped in Huntsville, activated Monsanto, stopped in several parks along the way, got home. So next year, I'm thinking about doing the same trip, except I'm going west instead of east. I want to hit Idaho and go visit K6 UDA. I want to go to California and visit there's a lot of YouTubers in California.
How long are you thinking? Because I haven't been on a good 2-week trip in a while.
I'm thinking 2 weeks. This trip last April was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks from. I think it was 15 days. I think I left on a Tuesday and I got home 2 weeks later on a Wednesday. I think is what it was. I spent an extra day in Huntsville. I think that's what I did. But yeah, probably 2 weeks. Probably 2 weeks.
My next 2-week trip, I'm teasing Maine, flying up to Maine, driving all over the northeast states.
So Maine, park number 0001 is in Maine.
Nice.
And N8YO and I were talking, and we're like, dude, it's been activated 100 times, but I want that in my log. I mean,
that's
so
awesome.
N8YO and I were talking. I'm like, dude, we got to get up to freaking Maine.
I'm at Kilo 1.
Yeah.
Kilo
yeah.
Kilo 000.
Like what's that? Trains, planes, and automobiles. He's like, how cold do you think it is? 1.
Yeah, 1. That's awesome. But yeah, that would be fun. I really want to activate that park. I really do. David, thank you for the super chat. I'm moving from California to Rhode Island. Holy crap, dude.
Quahog?
Wow.
I am taking my RV and going nuts on POTA on the entire way. Well, you should be able to hit the entire country, brother. Oh my goodness. California to Rhode Island.
Do it, David.
That's a transplant. Sheesh.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The other trip I'm toying with, man.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to Big Bend National Park.
I haven't
the
either.
Only national park here in Texas. And I'm considering
Weren't
doing
we talking about
driving
going
trip down
we
there.
need to plan that for next year, guys. The
Yes.
two of us.
I've been talking about I don't know if I said it publicly, but Jason and I
three of us. That's what I mean.
about this.
You two, and me.
Well, Jason, you and I talked about this on our way to and fro Huntsville, but I want it because I don't know the great state of Texas. I'm in Huntsville, Texas, and that's where I stay. But I want to get out and just see the state. So I want to go take like a week or so and just go and like really into the desert. And someone said Big Bend.
Yes,
Big Bend's awesome.
So
well,
yeah,
I've seen pictures. That's one of the few places in Texas I've never been. So Mike, figure out on your calendar when you want to do that, and let's go, man. I'll go.
I want to do like a Doors movie out of it. We'll just get a whole mess of illegal substances. No, I'm kidding.
I haven't seen the Doors movie, but I've seen the original. I've seen the original Cannonball Run, and they've got like it's like Mel Tillis is in there. He's like, "Do we have enough drinks?" And they've got like 6 cases of beer. He's like, "Do we have enough food?" Mel Tillis holds up a bag of Doritos. Plenty.
Yeah,
like
you could liken it to like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You know, we're on the ether. You know, it's just, get out there and experience yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
So just to tease this trip, well, me and you go down to Houston to pick up Mike. Then from there, go across to San Antonio and do it like something in San Antonio. Do the Riverwalk, yay, and see the Alamo. And then from there,
activate the Alamo.
We can activate.
There's a video. The Alamo. Willet antenna.
Hell yes. They got
You're treading on hollow ground.
They've got some flagpoles at the Alamo.
On hollow ground or
hollow
ground?
Hollowed ground.
They've got some flagpoles in the Alamo with Texas flags hanging on them, and they're metal. We can put a twin lead coax on that.
Oh, hey, Dakota Gleason checked his calendar. He's free, or maybe he was checking my calendar. I'm free, so
I'm free.
Yeah,
we should totally do that, Mike. We should do that next year sometime. Probably.
Well, I mean, we were talking like November of this year ish. If we can make that happen, I don't see why we couldn't.
That's not a that's not a problem. Well, first of all, that's hunting season, so I'll be doing a lot of hunting, and we're going to Hawaii that month. But
and
you're going to want to check the weather in place, because contrary to popular belief, it does get cold in Texas. So you're going to want to check the weather, the places you want to go. The Panhandle is going to be butt cold in November. Big Bend in South Texas probably would be actually quite nice down there at that time of year. So,
but see, my definition of cold and your definition of cold are different.
True.
I'm sure.
True.
No, granted, I don't like the cold, but
right.
No, I'm thinking of like central and southern Texas. I don't really know. I don't know the geography of Texas, and that's why I want to do this. I just want to, like, I'm the kind of person that, like, if I'm bored, I'll just get in my car and drive.
Yeah.
And in Michigan, you could just get in your car and drive, and you'll be across the state in a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, hey, I want to go to Traverse City, or I want to go to, wherever. You're there. I want to go to Grand Rapids.
So,
go to Founders
a
Brewery.
little
whatever.
bit of
It's 2 hours.
geography, just for the heck of it, from Houston going almost due west to El Paso. El Paso. Click on it. El Paso here. It will take you 10.5 hours straight to drive.
That's not that bad. I've made that drive from DFW to El Paso, and it took us about that same amount.
But
of time.
that's like the farthest west you can get.
Yeah.
And I jokingly say, choose a direction anywhere in Texas.
That's clear across the state.
That's almost clear.
El Paso's at the very.
See, I'm not talking about doing all this in one day either. I'm talking
No, I'm just talking geographic dimensions. You
so
say
I can
be
drive
outside of
3-4 hours west,
and
then camp
then
out.
you'd be like San Antonio-ish area. But that's what I was
want to be in the
saying.
desert. I want to be in the middle of nowhere. I want to be so far away from people. Like, I want to be that guy that's on that. Like, you pass the last gas station, and it says, like, next gas is like 200 miles from here. That's what I want. So I can just pull off on the side of the road into the desert and just set up camp and set up a radio.
Head southwest
and just
from Houston, like to the Victoria area and more southwest than that. And you're going to start hitting like the rural areas. Deserts, you really have to go past San Antonio to get to.
That's where I want to
find
go.
a desert.
San Antonio's fun.
I want to do Rattles on the Air.
Then you want to go that far west.
Austin's all right. The cool thing about Austin, there's a lot of breweries in Austin area. Hill country out there is beautiful. San Antonio's fun. If you want to go south from there, you can go down to like Port Aransas, Aransas Pass. It's a pretty part of the state.
Corpus Christi is a
Corpus
beautiful
Christi, Padres fun. There's a couple of photos on Padre Island. From there, you can go west and head out to like San Angelo, Big Bend. That's a fun part of the state.
What would this trip be if we teased it out more? We go down and meet Mike, and then head west to San Antonio and Austin, and then head to Big Bend, or we'll just head straight across.
We're gonna have to. This is gonna take a lot more.
You need to lower your expectations first of all.
What expectations?
It's get in the car and drive.
Get in the car and go.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right, I'll be up for that.
I'm good with that.
I like trips like that. I just got to be back in Dallas by this date so I can get back to the office.
Heads Carolina, tails California.
Done. I'm up for a trip.
Except we're not going that far east and west. We're going to stay in Texas. But yes. No, that'd be a fun trip. I would love to do that.
If we're going to secede, we need to know the land.
Man, you're starting to talk like a Texan already.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you are.
Succeeded.
There is a reason I moved to Texas.
Oh God.
Do you not understand this?
Yeah.
Or it could be the IPA talking.
And Anime says Courtside is going to be popping. Mike and I are talking about going to Courtside.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
That's a long freaking drive with a trailer, man. I don't know. In fact,
what is Courtside? I'm unfamiliar.
Quartz Fest. It's Quartz Fest. It's in
Quartzsite, Arizona. Yes.
I think it's on
the
right
town
there
is
on the
called Quartzsite.
Yeah, it's right there on the border of California and Arizona. It's not far from Yuma.
But basically, a whole bunch of hams with RVs just ascend or descend on this town, and it's like a week-long ham nerd. Like,
when is this?
January,
third week in January.
So, it took us 2 days. To get to Huntsville, which if I left my house right now in my car, it would probably take me 12 hours to get to Huntsville. And I could do that in a day, no problem. I mean, I drove from Detroit to Houston, Texas in 2 days. But pulling that trailer, I mean, I distinctly remember we maxed out one time going downhill at like 70 miles an hour. I think that was the fastest we ever got.
It doesn't take us as long to get back as it did to get there. But
well, It did, but you're always like so anxious to get there when you're going, so it feels just exponentially longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it still took us the same amount of time to get home.
I think it was quicker to get home because it took us like 9 hours to get to the first stop on that first day when we were going to Huntsville, when it should have been 6. But then the second day was 5.5 hours, and it took us 6.5. So I don't know. For some reason, that first day just took a long time. I don't know why.
The park that we stayed at was quite a bit off the freeway.
Yeah, that's true.
That was like 40 minutes off the freeway.
That was part of it. That was part of it.
But that was a beautiful park.
It was
Mississippi River State Park in Arkansas. Yeah. So Arkansas State Parks, from the 2 that we've been to, oh my God, Arkansas has the most beautiful state parks I've ever been to. They're fantastic. Yep.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so Quartz Fest, I don't know. We
got to talk.
I can't leave Satan behind for that long.
Yeah, we got to talk about it and see.
Will Satan and Electra get along?
I'm not. No. That's a Texas size no right there.
Mm. Yeah,
even if Electra wasn't there, I'm not. Satan's not going in a trailer. No.
Yeah. On the other hand, too, if I'm there, I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah.
Hey, one less person to worry about.
I probably would take a
problem solved. You're gone.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's 11:30, and we've been going for 90 minutes. This has been a really fun stream. It always is. Thank you to everyone who watched. I think we're going to close it down. Happy Labor Day to everybody.
Yes.
Everybody, take some time off this weekend. Go out to a state park and ham harder.
Yes.
That is your order from me.
Or just ham.
Or just ham. Yeah. Or just ham not so hard. Do QRP if you want to. Don't ham hard at all. And but this has been a fun stream. Definitely catch Josh's stream tomorrow night. That should be a fun stream, the off-grid thing. And then we'll be back for the happy hour on this channel Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time, which is 0000 UTC. Midnight UTC. And I hope you guys can make it. We're going to talk about our soda trip for next weekend, and we're going to talk about some other things. But yes, Mike and Frank, thank you for joining. Let's talk about this road trip, because I love road trips. I really do. I really love road trips.
You already know my plan, so
yeah. We just got to get some dates on the calendar
tomorrow.
So. Tomorrow.
No, we got to do it when it's cooler
time for the year.
We got to do it
even if it's like the beginning of December. It's gonna be nice. I feel
it's gonna be nice in West Texas. Yeah.
Right after Thanksgiving.
Oh look,
it'd be nice if we could do it over Thanksgiving. My birthday is the end of November, and I'm all alone here, so I'm going to be doing absolutely nothing by myself, celebrating my 42nd birthday.
Oh, you should come up here. You should come. Well, I'm not leaving Emily for Thanksgiving. We got family stuff going, but
you probably shouldn't do that.
You should come spend Thanksgiving with us, man. If you're not going home to Michigan, come spend Thanksgiving with us.
I was going to do maybe like a Hungry Man, Thanksgiving dinner or something.
Come to DFW. We can do Thanksgiving on Thursday.
We can do Thanksgiving on the air.
We can do Thanksgiving on the air. I always do a Black Friday live stream anyway. We can go do POTA on Friday afternoon. North Texas. You ever done any parks in North Texas?
Yes, I have.
Have you? Okay.
Well, at the Ray Roberts.
Yeah, the Ray Roberts.
Whatever.
Ray Roberts. Yeah. There's a few more than that. Just that one. So, yeah, we'll talk. 73 to all. Thank you for watching tonight. Everyone have a good evening. Have a good holiday. Have a good weekend. And we will catch you guys on the Sunday night happy hour live stream. 73. Bye.